We are going to get some shoulder activation going on because we are benching today. So we're going to grab our kettlebells first, and what we're going to do is we're going to hold them just like so. All right. We're going five reps to the right, 5 to the left. Go a little slower than I just showed you guys. We should be upside down when that kettlebell is behind us. Let's get those shoulders awake. All right, my question for you guys today was, would you rather row, and I think this is kind of apropos, is would you rather row for distance or would you rather row for meters? Wrong. Would you rather row for distance or would you rather row for calories? And why? I need an explanation on this. Corey. For calories? I agree with that. Even if it doesn't, it does, if that makes sense. Yeah. All right, next movement is going to be our kettlebell windmills. So we're going to get that kettlebell handle in the meat of our hand, so in our palm. We're going to take this hand, face it forward. And what we're going to do before we start going down is we're actually going to like rotate our hips a little bit. We're going to look up at our kettlebell, and we're going to touch the ground in front of that front leg or inside of that front leg, come back, keeping our gaze on that kettlebell overhead. We're going to do 5 on the right and 5 on the left. Madison.
I think meters, just because the number moves a lot faster.
It's a bigger number. You feel like you're accomplishing more. Okay, I kind of like that. Tim.
Calories, because I can go more methodical, because you need the tension to reset. So it's more like reset big pulls as opposed to like, kind of like meters.
Okay. All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Keith.
Calories. The smaller numbers feels more achievable.
All right, so we have 2 different ideas here. I like that. Brad. Calories.
I feel like 1 to 2 pulls per calorie is just.
Gotcha. Lock out that elbow for me, Brad, the whole time. You too, Madison. Keep that elbow locked out. Hi, Matt. Welcome. I asked them, and I'm asking you, would you rather row for meters or calories?
Meters.
That was very quick. Okay. All right. We're going to go down to the floor for some alternating active scorpion. So on our stomachs, chest and thighs, hands out. Reach your right foot up to your left hand behind you, and then switch. Ease into this a little bit, especially if we're a little tight up top, or maybe our low back's a little tight. For a total of 10. And then we're going to stay on the ground for our next one because we have scat push-ups. Okay. All right. We get to lift a little, and then we get to do a little cardio. So the next part of our warm-up is going to be, we're going to go through this one more time. So starting with those kettlebell halos, going to our kettlebell windmills, our active scorpions, which we're on now, and then our scat push-ups, which I'll show you guys in just a second. Then we're going to go over to our rowers, and we're going to be doing 3 sets, and I'll get into that in a second, but we're going to start on our rowers, and we're going to talk about pacing on our rower today, okay? All right, let's get into a hollow position, feet together. Grip the floor with those fingers, and we're going to move those shoulder blades towards the floor and the ceiling 10 times, 10 scat push-ups. So, personally, I hate rowing for meters. I love rowing for calories. Even again, like Corey and I just talked, we could be on the rower for the same amount of time, but for some reason, the calories just seems more attainable. I'm with Keith in that as well. But I do get what you're saying, Madison. So today we're rowing for meters, and you're going to roughly be able to figure out how many you're able to get in a work period, at least when we're fresh. After round 3, it does start to get more challenging, so just be prepared for that. Continue moving, guys. We're going to go back into that kettlebell halo. So be prepared for what Nicole Carroll would call increasing metabolic distress, which she described one year for an open workout that was an ascending rep scheme. So just be prepared for that. You might not be able to get the same amount of work done in that time, but that is okay. You're going to get tired at some point. That is part of what we do. So try not to lose your composure mentally and physically as well. Right, Sky? Come here. Anybody do anything for Valentine's Day? No? I think like my whole noon class cooked food at home. But like good food, like crab legs, crab cakes, shrimp, lots of seafood. Some steak. Yeah. 5 on each.